Welcome to the Backwards Beats podcast, Sidetracks edition. I am Carl Carter Fansteel.
I'm Dan Woodard.
What do I mean by Sidetracks edition?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Well,
you said it.
We ended our season 3 recently. Mm-hmm. And rather than leaving you listeners high and dry for 6 whole weeks, instead what we do is we have a series of kind of fun content that doesn't have to do with Rolling Stone Top 500 list of all-time albums, blah, 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 blah. Instead, one of our favorite segments that we have done before and we are bringing back is one we call Convince Me.
That's right. So there'll be 2 of these episodes. In this particular one, you're going to try to convince me to enjoy an album that I might not have ever heard before.
That is right. You'll do just the same for me. Last week, we assigned each other said tasks. Mm-hmm. And then this week, we'll start reporting on our findings.
Yeah.
What did I choose for you?
Well, the first thing I want to say about that is I appreciate the fact that the first time we did this, you assigned me a double album, 2 hours.
Yes, I did.
You did. This one is not 2 hours. This is what, about 47 minutes, I think is the runtime on this one?
Probably. I don't know. Yeah, 43.
43 minutes. Got it. So you gave me Real Big Fish in their 1996 album, Turn the Radio Off.
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we try to do to one another is not just convince one another, but try to give each other something that we're pretty sure the other certainly hasn't heard before or doesn't regularly listen to.
Yeah, it's not a stretch of the comfort zone in a malicious way, but it's where did Dan and I often agree on many things, it seems, in the music world.
Yep.
Where are we actually kind of apart, and how can we broach this? It would give me no pleasure to give you listening that you wouldn't like. However, I'm pretty confident you never owned or obtained a copy of this album.
Not directly. I did have a cassette recording that had 2 of the songs on this.
That's good.
Right.
Okay. That works.
So, yeah.
There's 15 songs on here.
Yep. And actually, I'd forgotten about one of them until I'm like, oh, yes, I know this song.
Of course that was on here. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, and they're the obvious ones.
Yeah. And the numbers will show.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Real Big Fish is a ska band. Mm-hmm. And ska is a kind of a genre of music I grew up really enjoying in my early through mid-teenage years.
Okay.
It was the alternative to punk. Punk had fallen off for my age group. Mm-hmm. I was when this album came out, I was in 6th grade, and access to punk was just a little older. Like, you had access to like the real deal punk stuff. You got to really hit clubs, live through it.
Yep.
I'm not saying that we didn't have it, but ours had kind of started to already go underground. My access to it wasn't great. Luckily, I was in DC, greater DC, so we did have, access to Fugazi and everything that would kind of swirl in that pool.
Right.
But the ska thing kind of took over that space for us for a while.
Yeah. And it might be important to do a little bit of a history lesson on ska in general, right? Because this is wave 3.
Yes, that's true.
Right?
Ska has waves.
Yes. So I knew this, but didn't really know this. I always inverted the origin stories of reggae and ska. Ska came first.
Okay.
I thought ska came from reggae. It was the other way around. Ska came out of Jamaica in the late 50s, early 60s, based off of Caribbean beats, calypso, and all of that, and mixed with jazz and R&B. That was the original version of it. Known for fast, upbeat rhythms.
Yep.
You'll get a lot of all that all day. Walking bass lines.
Indeed, all day.
And back then you had the scatolites. I'm not sure how you're supposed to say them.
I like the scatolites.
Yeah. It should be scatolites, but it's ska, obviously. Prince Buster, Desmond Decker, and Toots, and the Mai Tais.
Yes.
And that's the only band I knew.
There it
in
is.
That list.
Yeah,
Yep.
Toots has been around forever.
Yep. Second wave actually is the two-tone wave out of the UK. which is like the early 70s and 80s. That's where punk started to find its way into
ska.
Conversation.
Yep, indeed. And that's kind of where I think I started to come on.
Yep. And, you have artists like The Specials, Madness, The Beat, or The English Beat.
Madness.
Yeah.
English Beat's one of the best to ever do the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And then now you move 80s into 90s, and that's where the third wave, where U.S. sort of takes control, moves it faster, makes it a little bit harder. You get a little bit more energy there. The punk hardcore thing, as you mentioned, is definitely in the conversation.
It's codified, but it also gets some different kinds of facelists depending on which region of the U.S. you're in.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
So like East Coast versus West Coast sounding ska.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about hip hop here. It's its own thing, right?
Right.
And so if you listen to the ska off of the East Coast, it generally is just a little heavier.
Mm-hmm.
It would have some more aggressive, more of that kind of punk tone thing.
Yeah.
Whereas if you went over to the West Coast, naturally it almost got a little more melodic. You would end up with ska that, I'm not going to call it bubble gum, but like
more surfery,
more digestible. Yeah. And if you look at even the music to come that would pull from those influences, right? So you look at a band like Goldfinger is a good example.
Yep.
Who were kind of equal parts. They had this post-punk thing and the ska thing going on simultaneously.
Right.
Right. You looked at, Save Ferris and like No Doubt and what they would pull from it. On the East Coast, though, you could look more over towards like, Pie Tasters, Boss Tones, things like that.
Yep.
And I mean, you get some pretty heavy sound and ska coming out of it.
Yeah. Boss Tones was in my face, of course, being from the area.
Course.
And it's funny you mentioned No Doubt, because I feel like No Doubt is a band with ska seasonings. I don't think of No Doubt as a ska band.
Agreed
proper.
entirely. But and so to find full-blooded ska bands, the only one I may have mentioned right here that checks that box is Pie Tasters.
Yeah.
Checker Cabs being another one. But Real Big Fish, ska and ska through, baby. Mm-hmm. Wear it like a flag. They might be the pole bearers of ska music. Ska purists might not love them for it, but they are relentlessly, they're going to use the name, they're going to talk about the art form, they're going to play it everywhere they can.
For sure. Anything else you want to tell me about the band that you...
I used to know every member by name.
Okay.
And they went through a few iterations over the years. The one constant is without Aaron Barrett, this band pretty much loses some of its appeal.
Yeah.
Who is the lead singer, lead guitar player.
Yeah.
He's also just kind of the showman extreme.
Yeah.
He's got a whole persona that I'm not even fully convinced is a persona. It's just the guy you get.
Right.
He's had a pretty good cast of helpers throughout time, though. Most of the ones that I grew up with and learned to love, and I think have fallen out over years or kind of changed hands. Like they went through a few drummers. Carlos was there for a while. I don't remember who replaced him.
Yep.
Matt Wong on bass was one of my favorite bass players and one of the most influential ones I can ever remember. They had a guy named Scott who was not only a killer trumpet player, and he was also just the secondary singer and actually would sing leads on songs, and these harmonies were unreal.
Yeah. Scott Klopstein.
Yeah, that's about right. Dan,
or Stein. Yeah.
I think Dan might be their trombone player.
Dan Reagan, yeah.
And I think he actually is I think he hangs around most of the project. Mm-hmm. If you were to tell me it's just Aaron and Dan left and it's just an ever-shifting cast, I'd believe you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this album, you have Andrew Gonzalez on drums.
Andrew's such a beast.
Yep. It's kind of interesting because Andrew is a beast of a drummer, and he's super precise. And then sometimes when he doesn't want to be, he's not.
No, yeah.
It's
he can turn it on and off.
Yeah. There are a couple songs down here like, where did those Chris Fills go?
Because when he has them, he has them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they went through a couple of staff changes, and I imagine it has a little something to do with the way that these guys run their lifestyle. They are real loud. They're real in your face. They definitely party a little bit, depending on the person in the band.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. No, this is gonna be interesting. I'm trying to decide whether I talk now about how I walked into this album, or should we wait for...
I think now's a good time because this is not a typical album.
Sure. Okay. So this is where this experiment of Convince Me is really interesting. Ska's never been music that has ever resonated with me at all. However, I never understood why, because what you have with ska music are killer freaking players, right? High energy, usually very tongue in cheek, comedic and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to now, and I've given plenty of bands a chance. And I always feel like, and I've seen ska bands live, and what a friggin' party.
Oh yeah.
Right. So why am I like not,
What's not clicking?
What's not clicking? And so when I walked into this, I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this.
Open ears.
Right?
I'm
going to do this because I don't know why I never turn it on, but I do listen to ska influence bands. Like I love No Doubt.
Yeah.
You could say 311 certainly has its hand in ska.
Sure. You could make the argument that Sublime touches on this. I mean,
there's some Sublime tunes on this.
Well, literally, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's more homage them paying to Sublime, not the other way around.
Yeah.
There's, look, Southern California, the state of California, the West Coast has its hand deeply in ska.
Yeah.
And so if you like that Cali reggae sound, you inevitably are going to be a fan of this album to some extent. This is going to be pleasing to your ear. If you like punk rock, but you don't really follow, you see kind of what core punk is, and then you're willing to get one deviation off of it, you're going to find good sounds in this album.
Yep. Or if you're like the evolution to pop punk with like a Blink 182, this is a step back from that actually, but it's I feel it's in between.
But
pure
you're
punk
you're gonna find something.
Yep.
You're only 1 degree separated.
Yeah, and there's a lot to like about this. And so here's what I think I realized. Because you said that these guys are ska through and through.
Yes.
And ska, in this album, there is a formula to it, which is comprised of some pretty impressive or intense arrangements.
Yeah.
Which, again, why am I not like...
Should be on it, yeah.
Right? Yeah. And so here's what I kind of made the analogy of, and this is a preference thing for me that is like, think about food. Okay. I like capers.
Sure.
Right? And a nice, a chicken piccata or a puntanesca.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But I'm not going to eat spoonfuls of them.
There you go.
And I'm like, okay, so maybe that's why I like ska adjacent music, because I like the ingredient. And when I'm getting the full blown mouthful of capers, I'm like, it doesn't land as much.
Got it.
It's because there's not a bad song in this album. I'll start right now. Not a single bad song in this album.
No, it's a great album.
Right. And then I think about punk. For punk for me, I'm more Dead Kennedys than Circle Jerks. I'm more Fugazi than Dead Milkmen or 7 Seconds. And the difference there, if you guys don't know what the hell all that means, is Dead Kennedys are definitely punk, but they step outside the genre. They've got the surf rock guitar and these acerbic lyrics, and there's a lot of really interesting stuff, time changes and things like that, where it's not just like, I'm mad and I'm gonna right
over and over
again.
I mean, look at the entire back 80% of Black Flag's album that we reviewed, a while back, and it gets chewy when you're getting a lot of that same ingredient over and over again.
Yep. And so that's what I kind of equated it to. I'm like, I think it might be that in my listening behavior and my general proclivities for music is why that has been a challenge. And before we get into the songs, I'll say very much part of my process for this podcast is I do 2 or 3 casual listens. It's just on in the background.
Yep.
And starting out, I'm like, this is good, but nothing was standing out. I'm like, I couldn't tell you how any of the songs go.
That's crazy because there's such a breadth of songs on here.
There is once you focus your eyes, and we will get into that. There is a breadth of songs in here, and but that was how I walked into it, and that was the discomfort, and it's my own personal discomfort because again, phenomenal musicians, great arrangements, a lot of intricacy going on, which is all stuff that we've talked about that I like.
That we like, yeah.
Right. So we get to the songs. I can walk through some of my reactions here.
I look forward to it. Right after this break.
All right. Hi there. Is your rich uncle-in-law Herschel about to kick the can, but you're not in the club? Do you still have a cover on your driver? Is your Hebrew national still rocking a hoodie? You got a cut to gain. So, you meet with Azrael behind a Ross Dress for Less and snip your meat puppet. If this sounds familiar, we feel for you. We know that driving an Audi is sweet, but you still gotta touch your meat. For this delicate time, we have a solution. Hi, I'm Morty Feldcash, and I'm proud to announce Easy Squeeze, a masturbatory solution for the late-cut male. Though your tube steak will be extra rare, we know the importance of keeping your honey fed. What better way to build up your stamina than our low-friction, fully kosher, locally sourced penis pump? Here's how it works. Once it arrives, you tell your wife you're gonna go hit the deli. Then you drive in your car to the back of a mattress discounter, turn on your favorite Celine Dion song from Titanic, and put your pink pickle into the new pocket of tenderness. After a couple of weeks of this, you'll be hitting your 3 minutes in no time. Not only does it come with our post-pump love pocket, we include a cleansing kit and handy travel pouch. So this way you can get it out of your curls and your car won't smell. What a better way to cook your meat than our late-stage brisk kit. Easy Squeeze. One pump at a time, champ.
So if you had to eat a whole real big fish, what kind of fish would you eat?
I would eat
The whole goddamn fish, by the way.
butts and nuts,
Eyeballs and all.
eyeballs and all. But it's a real big fish.
A real big fish.
Okay, so I can't say smelt.
You can't say like, yeah, you can't
Or
be like,
sardine.
I'm gonna pop a sardine.
I'm gonna go with a salmon.
You like salmon?
I love salmon.
I just don't. I like salmon raw. Mm-hmm. I don't love cooked salmon. I can tolerate it. My wife really likes it, so I'll sit down and suffer and make some salmon once a month. And more often than not, it's just not my game. I'm not a fish adverse, but
Right.
like salmon, tilapia in my mind, I don't want to touch that shit. If I'd eat something, I'd eat an entire black sea bass.
Tasty.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That is this perfect amount of flake to steak.
Yep.
I feel like it really rides it. Texturally, I actually don't mind salmon for the same reason.
Right.
And they have a similar oil content to the two of them. There's just something off about the salmon's taste I can't quite describe.
I have a couple recipes that maybe will help change your mind.
I'm game.
Yeah.
I will always try it again. And look, it's not like, oh, God, I'll cook it outside on the grill, though.
Yeah.
I don't want my house stinking like anything. Alrighty, so the real REEL for the record,
Yes,
y'all.
because you are fishing.
Yeah, that's right. The real big fish kicks off with its most well-known song, which is "Sell Out."
Yes, I've got to imagine everybody knows this song.
If you don't,
Who was around like in the mid '90s? Yeah.
the opening horn line is the actual catch here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Catch.
I mean, well, even the hook, right?
Yeah.
The chorus is there, and it's a cool tune. This is one of the ones I obviously already knew, and it was on the cassette, and it's a fun song about the idea of selling out because they can't wait to sell out because they're sick of being friggin' broke.
Yep. Record companies and they give me lots of money and everything's gonna be
You know,
all right.
Yeah. And it's just talking about working fast food all your life. That's the opening line there. It's a ballsy opener. Driving bass line. These guys can play their balls off, and you get the skank. You get the skank right up front.
What is the skank, Dan?
The skank is
Yep.
It's the guitar rhythm.
And there's a dance that goes with the skank that's just kind of kicking air in front of you while cocking your arms. Not too dissimilar to like Beavis meets that one episode of The Simpsons where Bart and Lisa are both going at each other, where she's
Yep.
like, "I'm gonna kick, and if I run into you, then too bad." He does the arm windmill. They effectively have a ska meets punk mosh pit.
Yep. Yeah. And that sort of kick thing did find its way into some punk pits.
Oh,
too.
totally. The
Yeah.
skanking's been a thing.
Yep. No, this is great. This got a lot of airplay. It was on MTV. I remember being on MTV back in the day when they mentioned MTV several times in this album.
Sure.
Because
That was the thing.
yeah.
It was the YouTube of its time.
Well, except that without the breadth of YouTube, right? It was
For the sense of like, for the sake of speaking music, to get it
Exposure.
out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You made MTV. It's like, whoo.
yeah. Yeah. It was what fed the monoculture.
Yep.
Baseline. Just like when we talked, you love to give me bass player albums.
Oh yeah,
Right.
it is a bass heavy thing.
Yeah.
I mean, but you and I were sitting there gushing over the Yes album too the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bass across this entire album will be not only well played, but it's mixed in a way that is just like it's always present,
Right.
and it just drives the album.
Yeah. So going back to my bias walking in, of course, I already knew the song, so I wasn't worried about it. I already liked the song, wasn't worried about it. I'm like, okay, got this song. I know how this is going to be. Am I going to be surprised?
Ah, yeah,
Was my question,
truth.
right? And obviously the song didn't surprise me, but when I move on to the next song with Trendy, it starts off and I'm like, oh, there's going to be a surprise. But you get back into the rhythm.
Yep.
So, and this is, another satire song about making fun of everybody who's trying to keep up with the Joneses and following the trends. And
The word's the best. It's not so bad being trendy. Everyone who looks like me is my friend.
yep. Yep. And what's interesting here is we talked about, ska and punk mixing together, but the guitar tone is almost as more of a thrash.
It is. It
element.
has. He kind of lives in like total burnout 80s guitar player land.
Yeah, there's some,
Tonally,
yeah,
a lot of the time.
especially when he starts doing some of his more electric solo tones.
Oh, yeah.
He has some laid back solo tones.
He can
that
play.
Yeah.
And he's the only guitar player who's ever been in that band, so he carries all of this live.
Yeah.
They don't hire a second guy. Back in the day, for a couple of songs, Scott would strap a guitar on, but that was it.
I've got to imagine though, the whole thing with the skank rhythm, the upbeats is it's funny how difficult it is to stay on the upbeat when that's all you're playing.
Mm-hmm. Especially and sing over it.
Right.
You'd think it'd be easy because you're, it's it's not easy.
It's not easy. And I think about this, not related musically, but the Gypsy Kings.
Oh, great.
Right. So they were known for their 16th note clapping, but it was people taking turns. So one person would have the 8th notes, the other person would have the upbeat 16th notes. And the people who have the upbeats, they're the
psychos.
kings.
They're psychos.
They're the kings of the Gypsy Kings. Yeah. And I used to do it with my roommate all the time. We would try to do it. I'm like, all right, who's going to have to do the upbeats and not like move to the downbeat?
Yeah.
It's so,
against our nature.
yeah. And going back to the S album, when we were in Close to the Edge, there's like the section 4 when it sort of gets heavy, the ba-dum, ba-dum, da-dum, da-dum, da-dum.
Yeah, after the big
Yep.
after big organ
Yeah.
gusher.
Yeah. And again, those upbeats, it feels like it's pulling the rug out from under you. That's not what's happening here because it's played so smoothly that it actually is sort of the substrate that you're surfing over.
Those against a melodic and flowing bass line.
Yeah.
Never very staccato.
No.
Because these are.
Yeah.
Really pushes.
Yeah. And then again, killer horn arrangements.
Screaming horns.
Yeah.
How do you feel about, so you're, song in, this song does start out relentlessly, right?
Yeah.
But then the choruses are not la la la.
Right.
Its guitars come screaming in.
Right.
And it's like hitting you in the face.
Yes. Yes. And so what I've noticed, I love it. What I've noticed though, there is a bit of even though these are all different songs, there is a plug and play formula. If you start off fast, the chorus is going to be slow. If you start off slow, the chorus is going to be fast.
Well, it's
not
slow
all
or
the time.
cut time.
Well, we've never discussed cut time, but
because
we say
they do a lot of switching into cut.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Which will give the ear the feeling of it slowed down.
Yes.
Or drag.
Yeah.
And probably if you look at their masters, there probably is a BPM or two missing.
No,
all
it's
said and done.
Yes, they're divisible by 2. Yeah.
But they're not like they're not physically like pulling 10 BPM off something.
No, it's half time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or double time a lot of the
Or
time,
double time.
like the end of the song.
That's what I'm saying is like it's if you start off slow, there's
It's when you're sitting in the modular box. It's one of the few tricks this music really has to create interesting structure. Is move between cut time to full time to double time, and in between those 3.
Yep. Because what you're gonna have are these again killer bass lines, killer horn parts, very basic chord progressions.
Yep. And this will carry on as you move down the road out of this music into the Fall Out Boys, Newfound Glories. This is the same formula.
Yep.
They all do the same damn thing when it comes to using cut time, full time, and then double time.
Yep. So the note is here. We're 2 songs in. There's a lot of information to process. They pack a lot into these 2 songs. In runtime, we are almost 6 minutes. Almost 6 minutes. In. There's a lot to digest, but banger.
I'm glad.
Really good tune.
I think that it's such a great follow up to the radio song.
It is, and to me, this album really, I think, is broken into your. It's 2 halves, really, that are your more traditional. I'll say what I think ska is, and then let's play around and experiment.
Yes, there's plenty of that on this album as well.
Yep.
So you can kind of check the box on both sides.
Yep.
Anything else on Trendy?
No, let's join the club.
Was gonna call my friends and get them all together. I was gonna go and start a band.
This song is so 90s.
It is so 90s.
That's the best way to put it. It's so 90s. We actually do get a break because it's halftime.
Yep.
Right? A nice break in the energy because we've just been full throttle for 2 songs.
Yep.
Get this nice break. And then, nope. Forget that. We're going back in. We're stepping on the pedal and we are going through it. And here's one of the songs where Andrew's drums get a bit unhinged.
Oh, they're going.
Yeah, because the punk is overriding the ska to a bit
Perfectly
in
put.
here. And so his fast, flashy fills might not necessarily be 16th notes or 32nd notes. There might be somewhere in between there.
There's a specific fill, and I think it's the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Where it's like last minute, he was trying to decide whether he was going to do a triplet fill.
Yep.
Or a straight 16 fill, and may have landed somewhere in between.
And they're like, that's the take. We're doing it. We're doing it.
Oh, God.
And then, as we're going through this journey here, and I appreciate that. I'm fine with that. Like, it's not, and I love the fact that like it was probably just the best take.
Sure.
Like he might have been like, damn it. Nah, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. Because they're not taking themselves seriously.
Nope.
And I imagine, having never seen them live, they probably put on a similar energy to someone like Fishbone, right? Who are just like all over the map. Wild
Seeing
live.
them live was my favorite. I mean, I've seen Real Big Fish live 10 times, and I would go see them live tomorrow. Like, they're just that much fun.
Yeah.
They're as fun as you think. If you listen to this album,
Yeah.
and you're like, whoa, this just feels like really in your face, because it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And any ska band I've seen that's decent, I've seen bands.
Sure, yeah.
They're fun live, and not a massive Boss Stones fan for the reasons I already walked into this, but I've seen them live and they're freaking awesome.
They're great, dude. Yeah. They're so good live.
Yeah, they are. And I'm like, why? I'm from Massachusetts. Why am I just not like all hail Boss Stones? But
They literally have a guy in their band named Bob, and his only job is to skank on stage the whole time. Oh, man.
I like the sax solo. It's nice. The song slows down, get a bit of a sax solo.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. The only critique is I like that it slows down, but they've got to finish at full throttle. They've got to finish at full throttle.
They can't not.
They can't not. That's the only I'll say critique of it. It's like
yeah, there's many critiques to be had of this. So
yeah.
You ain't gonna hurt my feelings.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a song about rejection and
so
loneliness and social awkwardness.
Everybody plays guitar.
Yeah.
There's just so many great quotables on this thing.
Yeah.
And I did not listen to this album in preparation because I was telling you it's ingrained in my head.
Yeah.
And so I'm smiling pretty big right now as I read through this song list.
Yeah.
And it's just like I can just see the song name. It just triggers in me. I'm like, yes.
And now we get the Katy Perry tune.
It's Monique Powell from Save Ferris.
Yes, it is Monique Powell. And yeah, she's got a girlfriend now. And this song's hysterical. And I love Monique's voice on this. And it's interesting. I may have actually heard this one before. I've heard Save Ferris. And so I know Monique's voice. But I never really made the connection to listening to this like more critically. Is I feel like Monique's vocals are rounder in tone than like a Gwen Stefani, but she has the same vibrato, that same.
You have to compare her to Gwen.
Yeah.
You have to. It's illegal not to.
Right.
And it's so crazy how close it could have been a toss-up between the two of them.
Yeah.
I actually like Monique's voice more than Gwen Stefani.
It may be an objectively better voice.
I think Gwen Stefani got the better project and was willing to put a scotch more attitude into it.
Yep.
They're both hot.
Yep.
You guys may have seen Save Ferris in what movie are they playing? They're the band on stage. Is it 10 Things I Hate About You?
I think so. Yeah.
And they're the band on stage at prom or homecoming like that.
Yep.
They're unfortunately best known for their cover of Come On, Eileen.
Yep. Yes.
Fun fact. It's a good cover.
Mm-hmm. And that's an activity, right?
Bring a towel. So anyway, she has a girlfriend now.
Yep. I already knew this song.
Yeah, very good.
And I'm happy to be halfway through and enjoying the groove and get this trombone solo, which is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. And then because I'm still being judgy, of course you have to go back to double time.
Oh yeah.
But because I think this song's great because this again is more out of the box than you're like, I'm going 100 miles an hour thing.
So they go to that double time briefly.
Yep.
And then it kind of crunches down again into, what you're looking at more at the 8th note than the 16th note for the rest of the song.
Or he has to describe all the things that he would do.
I'd even cut my penis off for you.
Yep.
And she goes, that's so sweet.
So sweet.
Oh no, I have to hit the explicit button.
Yeah.
Yeah. This song's, I think it's like delightfully kitschy.
Yep.
Like I would not go and like make the argument it's a particularly great song, except it is written really well for something that's kind of a novelty.
Yeah. So it's funny. I draw out various connections to like bare naked ladies as far as their tongue in cheekness.
Yeah, sure.
That they do. They have a song, Stomach versus Heart off of Born on a Pirate Ship. And he has this whole line about what goes in my daughter's pants is whose decision, like this. And it's always these like this turn of phrase and this sort of like, you think it's going to go one way and it turns opposite, usually for humor.
Almost always. They're
Almost
very
always,
funny
yeah.
band.
And so I get a lot of that here. And there's even some parts where I'm like, all right, did Stunt come out before this or after this? Because there's a couple of things like, God, I feel like you're doing 1 week here. But Stunt did come out after this one. But
they were all living in a similar time though, when it was like, what can we do to push the art?
Yep.
And so the fact that people are stumbling down the same paths within a matter of, years.
Yeah.
No coincidence here.
Yep. There's some Hook by Blues Traveler throughout this album too.
Oh, sure.
With the doubled harmonies.
They love doing that.
Yep.
It's nice
rapid vocal. Yeah.
to hear the rapid.
It's
vocal.
not in this song, but yeah.
No, but there's plenty of it.
Yep. Yeah.
Cool.
Snoop Dogg misspelled baby.
Yeah.
Only one G in this Snoop Dogg.
I saw that. I was just looking.
Yeah. I feel like they're making fun of themselves in this one.
Absolutely.
Like full on making fun of themselves. They're talking about, party culture and macho attitudes. And they even mentioned the LBC gin and juice reference. Like it's all in here.
Yeah. They're like, how can we be really white, do like a kind of SoCal sounding thing here?
Yep.
And they sing it like that Snoop Doggy Dog. And with the cheesy horn.
It couldn't be any square.
Yeah.
It's goofy. This is a goofy song.
Yeah, right? It's kind of a sleeper on the album. It doesn't capture your attention.
No. Another band that, because of their humor, makes me think of a bit is They Might Be Giants. Mm-hmm. And They Might Be Giants aren't afraid to hit a little bit of ska energy in a couple of their songs.
Not at all.
And the horn intro in this is epic. It's almost like heavy metal horns.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. And then it chills back into your regular sort of framework, except they do a really cool thing I love in horn arranging, which I've never learned the term for this. I used it in my very first horn arrangement, which is, I'm calling them horn stacks. It's it's basically an arpeggio done through the horns where you hold the first note and then you do the second one. You'll know if you've ever seen The Matrix. It's all in that. Mm-hmm. They use it all through the Matrix soundtrack. So it's bum, 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 right? So it's walking up usually an arpeggio, but the first person plays the entire measure. The second person plays less than the whole measure.
Catches, yeah. And so they're catching it, phrasing this way rather than just a sustained note like My Girl.
Yep. So that's a really cool thing they do in here. And around 2:15, right before there's a cool guitar solo, and then gotta
check the box, Mofo. Gotta check the box.
Gotta check the box. But it's a fun song. Not my favorite, but it's a fun song. And even the numbers,
Yeah, it's pretty suffering.
Yeah.
So like for instance, Sell Out is almost at 70 million listens. Mm-hmm. That was our first one.
Yep.
This song has 1.5 million.
Yeah. But it's a good, enjoyable song. And the whole gin and juice thing, that was happening when I was like in college.
This was like, they were there.
Yep. Yeah. And this is after that, obviously. But, and so anything gin and juice, I'm all about. I think we talked maybe last episode or 2 episodes ago, we talked about the Gourds version of gin and juice.
Yep. We've talked about the Gourds version. We've talked about Fish's version.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're going to do an homage to that era of Snoop, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Yeah. This one's great because they're not making fun. Don't read it as they're making fun of the hip hop genre. They're actually comparing themselves to being like, oh, we'll never be that famous. Shit.
Correct. Yeah, they're making fun of themselves for sure. Because lyrical content wise, they are covering a lot of the same boxes. And as cool as this music is, it's nowhere near as cool. Like the
traditionally cool, yeah.
Yeah, traditionally cool thing. This is it's like fun. It's almost, it's funny. Ska's almost nerdy in some ways, even though it's like
very nerdy. There's no question about it. It's not. I
never really thought about that
built
until now.
To be popular.
Yeah,
it's almost always been counterculture intentionally.
Yeah,
just look at the dress for ska shows too,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You're effectively wearing like an old man's bowling shirt and some checkered shoes.
Yeah.
And that was by choice. That like Doc Martens,
this is essentially a bowling shirt
before they were cool. Yeah. Once again, Dan, so checkered shoes, you're in. Yeah. You're a ska fan. You didn't know it.
These are Vans.
They are. Just one hair off. Yep. No, it's a good tune. All right, so the 6th song you should probably have already known.
Yep.
It is the song Beer.
Beer.
This was featured in the movie Basketball with Trey Parker and Matt Stone and Jenny McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
If that's not the 90th thing I could possibly say.
Yeah. And this, this one, I was aware of this one for sure. This was not on my cassette, but...
Oh, this wasn't?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. A girlfriend was on my cassette.
She has a girlfriend now?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
But I knew this one.
That was a big enough one. But yeah, Beer, 60 million listens.
Yep. And here's another Bare Naked Ladies lyrically around the same time on Stunt. And again, I think Stunt came out in 98, maybe. I can look it up. It's same content. Bare Naked Ladies has a song called Alcohol. And it's I love you more than I did the week before I discovered alcohol is their hook.
Got it.
Yeah. So it's kind of the same sort of.
This is, said she loved me so, but I guess she never, changed her mind.
Yeah.
Think I'll have myself a beer.
Yeah. The walking bass line in this one is fantastic. And I kind of like this song's a little bit more down the middle. This does not feel like ska. No.
It does have a backbeat, but not for long.
It's ska seasoned.
That's right.
Yep. But 2 minutes in, you get your tempo change.
Yep.
And these songs are all short, so even though I'm picking on the 2 minute mark.
That's because it makes sense. And this is like a room of songs that all hover around 3:15.
Yep. And it was funny, I was thinking about this when we talked about Soweto. Part of the pattern here is usually some baller horn intro.
Yep.
That you may hear later, but there's usually it's more developed. Then you get into your song proper, and the horn part is usually not proper, not as intricate as the horn intro.
They get back out of the way.
Yep, you get back out of the way. They're more,
They're great section players. They really know how to share.
Yeah, and the other thing with ska horns, and it's not an indictment or anyway, is it's heavily unison octave and only harmonies just for accents.
Because frankly, it's because you almost only always have 2, maybe 3 horn players on any given ska song. Yep. There's not like a section like a jazz band.
Right. But it makes the sound massive.
Yes.
Yeah.
The octave's so powerful.
Yeah. So like this song, always like this song. But we're at the first half of this album. The album starts to make a turn, I think, in the next song.
Dan loves an arc.
Not an arc, just a turn.
Yes, I know the direction this is turning.
Yeah, because unless you have anything else on.
Well, I think there's one. If you're going the way I think you're going, one thing I'd like to mention to the listener here.
Yeah.
This song has what you'd consider a swing beat at the end of the day.
Yep.
Whereas a lot of the other ones have more of a driving kick snare, eighth note type pattern, or a double time punk pattern.
Yeah.
Or even like a kind of like white boy reggae pattern. This one goes the swing route.
Swing to shuffle. Yeah.
Which got really popular around the Sugar Pop and Daddies, Brian Setzer. We had this big reemergence of swing music, like swing dancing style music in the early 90s as well.
Yeah.
Squirrel Nut Zippers.
Yep.
And they start to lean into that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because why not? Like your musical kit can support it.
Yeah. If their drummer had, I'm assuming he doesn't. If he had a double kick, he might have been doing.
I was gonna say, how for the teacher?
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah. That sort of shuffly double thing. He's almost doing it with one foot because he's got some chops.
Yeah, he has some chops.
Yeah.
The guy who replaces him 2 years after, is even more smoking.
Yeah. Should we do?
I think we do the next one.
Yep.
Because I feel like those are tied at the hip. Beer and 2 for 1.
Yeah, I think so because it's 2 for 1.
Yeah, and it's the only lyric in the song.
It is. Which again, this is part of the turn. That's why I'm like, oh, do we stop at beer or 2 for 1? But you're right. Instrumental, ostensibly. Fantastic trumpet solo at the beginning. And the horns somehow, because this is a 2 for 1 drink special, I almost feel like the horns were arranged for a commercial.
It sounds like you could play this at like a Mexican bar that turns into a club at night.
Yeah. It's really cool.
It's definitely a horn showcase.
Yeah, they are fantastic. And when I say that the horns sound like they could be built for a commercial, it's like the A section of the melody. The B section of the melody really gets interesting. And I'm not saying the
Minor
B section
2-1.
Yeah. It might be the more interesting chord chart too.
Oh, for sure.
On the album. The trumpet solo at the beginning, banger.
Bone solo's pretty good.
Yep, yeah. Only song so far without a tempo change. And I actually like the simplicity.
It's
so weird as somebody who likes complicated music that I'm begging for simplicity.
Dude, this song, it will always probably be my favorite song on the album.
It's one of mine. Yeah.
It also has the ska sound in it.
It does.
Yeah. Pick it up. Like that little mouth sound.
Yep.
There's so many different styles of it that you can do here.
Yeah.
But there's a nice one in here. Yeah.
There's I don't think there's bloop in this one, but there's.
No, he hits some tongue rolls in other one. This one has like a thing going on.
Yeah. Yeah, because if the band's not necessarily doing it, you might as well have someone else.
Why not?
Yeah, do the ska sound.
The big thing of this ska culture that I was able to kind of lean into, and I'll stand by the statement without much research, but just what I've put in and hours listening and hours attending shows.
Yep.
Is performance is at the center of this craft.
Mm-hmm.
Ska bands were not interested, much like punk bands, in making albums that sound like studio albums. If you couldn't play it with the band you have on stage, it wasn't going to make the album cut. And this is a really good example across the board. I've watched them play pretty much every one of these songs verbatim, and I mean verbatim.
Sure.
And with just the guys who are on that stage. It's a lot of double duty work.
Yep.
Everybody has to just do extra lifting.
Yeah. No, and that's so amazing. You can't be a slouch and be in this band.
No.
At all.
These guys roll 6 or 7 deep.
Yep.
There's some bands who pull it off with 5, and so I'd like to think I drew a little bit of my performance ethic from here, which is, F it, we're going to do it. Like, we were going to find a way to make that work.
Right. Yeah, which is interesting because, as you perform a lot, I don't perform anywhere near as much as you, but in my time doing it, I usually try to do one of 2 things. Let's be prepared, or let's just go. Right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If we're not going to sound perfect, then let's burn everything behind us.
Yeah. Yep.
You don't get to be perfect either.
Right. Let's just go. And most people don't care.
Exactly.
Yep.
We're playing for the one person who does, not the 99 who don't.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I think that's a nice, decent break in the middle.
Let's do it.
Lovely.
This week in music.
This is your Backwards Beats Week in Music for the week ending in May 30th, 2026. Morgan Wallen had a very public equipment meltdown during a stadium show in Denver this week. While performing Sand in My Boots, Wallen reportedly became frustrated by technical issues with a piano on stage. After finishing the song, he flipped the malfunctioning piano over in front of thousands of fans. Videos of the moment quickly spread online. To his credit, Wallen seemed to laugh it off the following night, jokingly testing the piano before playing it. Still, Morgan Wallen sucks. BTS picked up one of the biggest honors at the 2026 American Music Awards this week, winning Artist of the Year for the second time. The award comes shortly after the group's reunion following required military service and continues to be a remarkable run for one of the most successful acts in modern pop music. In a rare twist, despite entering the night with 8 nominations, Taylor Swift went home empty-handed. We think she'll be okay. Lastly, Billy Joel has reportedly been fined by a Long Island grocery store after turning a routine checkout line into a 27-minute residency. Witnesses say the trouble began when a cashier recognized him and asked how his day was going. Joel allegedly responded by telling 3 stories, introducing recurring characters, and taking questions from nearby customers. By the time he finished, shoppers had formed a fan club, 2 people had started crying, and 1 teenager reportedly asked if he would open for the produce department. Store management says the incident violated its policy against unscheduled live entertainment and landing a helicopter on a grocery store. That was your week in music for May 30th, 2026. And don't forget to salt your melons.
So, you know when you bite your cheek,
Oh, I hate that.
right? And you have that little flap
I fucking hate
that now becomes like a new hobby.
of tonguing it.
Yeah.
And you have to, you ever stick your finger in your mouth, try and touch it?
Yeah.
And it's never as big as it feels. It feels like a monumental crater in your mouth.
It does. And then you touch it with your finger. I'm like, huh.
You ever get that little dot on your tongue? Same thing.
Yep. Yeah. So the question is that the feeling? So the size difference between what you feel with your tongue and what you feel with your hand. Are there other things in life like that?
I mean, simple logic says yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Didn't know where you're going with that.
Yep. I had to shift. I shifted.
There it is.
Man, everything sucks.
I know. And that would be song number 8. Everything sucks. Daniel is giving us his thoughts on Real Big Fish's Turn the Radio Off, released in 1996. This is what you would call the back half of the album, or where it takes a turn.
It does. I think it starts to take the turn at 241, but everything sucks. Sorry, I'm making noises.
Blowing up, kiddo.
Blowing up. Popular. Let me make sure that everything is... There we go. Great. Everything Sucks is the name of the song, not my feelings on this album.
Yes.
This is actually an interesting thing because it's still very exaggerated in its tone.
It's so emo before emo.
Right, but comedically emo.
Exactly right.
Yeah. And what's funny here when I talk about punk is we start with this great horn intro. And then, are you familiar with the song Crucial Barbecue by Murphy's Law?
No, but I love the name.
Yeah, it's great. It's a punk band. It probably the best song. Actually, I think you might like that one. It almost feels like it reminds me like, oh my God, this is Crucial Barbecue. Every time I've heard it, like I talked about with my casual listens, I'm like, Crucial Barbecue.
It just always pops up. Something catches the ear.
Just something catches the ear with the casual. Thing stands out for me on this. Obviously, sort of the Bare Naked Lady style humor is in here, but the bass tone when he's hitting the slap bass on this thing, it's unique on the album. The tone,
slap bass is not a part of ska, y'all.
No, it's not. But it's his tone's very consistent throughout this album, except for on this one. It's a very like open, like ringy tone, and the slapping just sounds fantastic on this.
Pretty sure this is a Matt Wong performance. He played a big old Ernie Ball with a soap bar pickup. I remember that bass.
Yeah,
and those things distinctly have they just sound fat. Those basses.
Yeah, and then I'm mostly going to just talk about the bass line in this because you get this bridge which is really cool, but then the bass.
Sometimes we'll be back together, baby. Yeah, so good, good.
Yeah, it's good. And one thing I haven't talked about at all really here is the production on this album, which is fantastic.
And consistent, song to song to song to song.
Song to song to song. Which I can go both ways on because of my early, tendencies to dismiss or not embrace. How about that? But from like the snare clarity,
Dude, that snare drum sounds.
Yeah,
this song is great because that snare fill is on its own.
Yeah,
like they just put it right out front.
Yeah, super compressed, but like beautiful.
It's definitely that California sounding snare too. Not quite Chad Sexton, more Chad Smith, but
well, somewhere in between because it's higher pitched than Chad Smith. Doesn't have the ring of Chad Sexton.
There it is.
Right.
But there was a snare sound for the 90s.
Yeah, it's much drier
post-grunge everybody was looking for.
Yeah.
And people were like pulling out like piccolo snares trying to get it, but then they didn't have the body.
That's what everyone thought was a piccolo.
Crank the head, you know.
I'm not getting it. Why can't I get
Those
it?
OC drum set sounds, the huge hole bored in the side, like when
Yep.
Travis Barker first hit the scene.
Right. Yeah, and the reason it all sounded like that is compressors.
That's all it was the whole damn time,
No
y'all.
Black Beauty, no piccolo, no whatever. It doesn't matter. It was the compressor is why you got that sound. So it doesn't matter how you tuned it. I mean, obviously it matters how you tune it. Tuned beautifully. No, like almost no overtones.
No, it's a signature sound.
Yeah.
Closest to like almost, it gets like marching snare-ish is like the way you could think about it.
Yeah, but still drier than that. So a marching snare is crisper, right? The best way to put it is crisper, crunchier, but no overtones
Yep.
or rarely overtones. And this, you're not going to get that crispness that you get with a marching snare. Not that he's not playing crisp lines, but if he's doing a double stroke roll on that versus marching snare, it's going to sound very different. It's going to be so much drier. I don't know how else to.
No, I think you're right. I think it's a matter of fact. There was a way you produce a drum at this time.
Yeah.
Really punchy kicks, really, really just compressed snares.
Yep.
And the cymbals all have like a really, really high lifts on them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all glitter.
It's great.
Yep. And you're right. Punchy kick. Not very low. Not a lot of sub bass in the kick. It's just like I'm gonna at the right volume. You're gonna feel it in your chest.
Yep.
But you're not gonna like poop your pants.
No, but you can get a lot of like attack, like hammer sound.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure there is batter side miking on this.
But yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Yep.
And it's probably a small mic too. It's not like it's a fat,
Yeah.
like traditional. I mean, they probably have a larger mic on the resonance side, and probably something not too far off from a 57 on the front.
Yeah. Your kick here is chain drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that that's a problem at all. I love chain drive, but from a recording perspective, sometimes that can be a challenge because you have more things that can clink around.
Totally. I've had to pull mics off before. I keep that can of WD-40 right there at all times.
Yeah.
For not only that, but the littlest sounds, you can also get the same problems with the action on your hi-hat.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's even worse because you also have the hi-hat shaft, the pole that's holding the cymbal on it that can squeak against parts
And some of them are internal, so you can't actually.
Yep.
When the shaft is internal, it's really hard to adjust, y'all.
That's right. That's right. Not that I speak from experience. But when we're talking about that, since we're getting technical, if you don't know what a bass drum pedal looks like, obviously it looks like a gas pedal. And there's either usually a leather strap that attaches it to
Fulcrum.
some sort of fulcrum, and in a chain drive, it's a sprocket, like a bicycle tire.
Yep.
And it's so funny because there's a perception, and I do like a chain drive pedal, but I can't tell you that it's actually better than anything else. The only thing that I guess you can say is you're less likely to have that chain stretch.
That's right.
It's
Leather
quickly-
will stretch over time.
Yep.
I've broken leather fabric or like a nylon.
Yep.
They'll do like a synthetic, like the same crap your seatbelt's made out of instead of a piece of leather.
But chains do stretch.
They do.
Just not as quickly. And so the idea is like, ooh, it's precision because it's a chain on a sprocket. The only reason you need the sprocket is you're basically using a tiny bike chain.
Yep.
But I feel like even though I'm sold on it, I feel like it's more of a gimmick because the chain really does nothing.
I mean, I owned 4 of them.
Yep.
I don't think I own anything that doesn't have a chain on it anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. That's my life too, but I'm completely convinced that it's a gimmick more than anything else. That it like provides any truer value than any meaningful strap that
I never saw it as precision as much as I saw it as durability.
Yeah.
For something that moves and gets hit and has to deal with tension as hard as it does, if you ask me, what's going to hold up better, metal or leather? I think the average duck like me is going to be like, yeah, obviously metal.
Yeah. I just digression here. Just thinking about when you're recording an instrument, I said batter side mic, that's the side that you hit versus the resonant side, which is the side that usually faces the audience in the case of a kick drum. So anyway.
Cool drum sounds.
Cool drum sounds.
Suburban Rhythm?
What is going on here? So now this whole starting with Everything Sucks, I think, and now we get to Suburban. So it's funny. The first 7 songs, clean songs. Now we're in dirty songs. Well, they all have the explicit
Yeah.
thing here. But not only that that's just a good indicator for when things really start to change on this album and it gets more experimental. Mm-hmm. It happens to be when the language changes too.
Indeed.
I don't think that's intentional, but just happens to be here. So
I think they front loaded some radio hits.
Yep.
In fact, they did. If you look at the numbers, they will back us up on this.
Yeah. So this is Suburban Rhythm, which is an homage.
Yeah.
An homage to the band.
Indeed.
And they want to know why.
Emma Scott quit.
Yeah. Why they quit? And every other band sucks. Or sorry, all the other bands are just shit.
That's exactly that's
It's
the end of the rhyme.
Yeah. Why'd they quit? All the other bands are just shit. This sounds like a Sublime tune.
Well, he leans into his big like faux Jamaican tongue.
Yep.
And that's also in homage to not only kind of like the dancehall reggae stuff that a lot of the roots of this music come from, but Suburban Rhythm itself.
Yeah. Guitar tone is the Beast of Burden guitar tone with skank.
Okay.
It sounds so much like Beast of Burden.
Now I got to re-listen just for that note.
Yeah. It's great. So when I said it sounds like Sublime, I looked up something like that. And there's an interview with Aaron Bennett, and he quoted, "Here's another Sublime influence song." Okay.
Great.
I was listening to a lot of Sublime during the time, those early records. There's some really terrible toasting in the original version of this, and I'm no good at it. People like the song, though. It's fun. Short song to jump around to. Somehow over the years, we started playing different versions of it. I like it, but I decided it was too short and then didn't have a punk part. And that's the thing when I talk about the formula, it's like, I have to give you a ska part, I have to give you a punk part. Mm-hmm. And he
holds it.
Yeah.
And if there's a third piece that they'll give you, it's going to be a reggae part.
Yeah.
That if you look around, as they progress, they bring on things like Latin parts and stuff like this. And this song in particular,
Yep.
the live version is a hoot.
Yep.
From one of my favorite DVDs I ever owned, where he just yells "one more time," and then the band does the song's entire chorus and theme in a new genre.
Yep.
And he does this over and over and over, and it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and he talks about that because he said one day I thought, like, what if this was a disco tune?
So good.
Yeah, and so yeah,
they do like a Memphis style. They do like a crying emo style.
Yeah, yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a fun song.
It is, and a nice homage to a band that they like.
And it sets you up perfectly for song number 10.
Scotanic. Or Scotonic, I guess.
I like Tannic because I believe it's supposed to be a play on satanic.
Oh, it sure is. Yeah. What's funny here is there's two like quotes, like musical quotes in this song. There's the White Wedding guitar line.
Yep.
Da-na-na-na-na. Like, note for note, White Wedding. I think even the same key.
They sound like chimes, yes.
Yep. And then, of course, the Snake Charmer.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. This could have been, what's Jack Black's band?
Tenacious
D. Yeah, this could be a Tenacious D tune.
Oh, totally.
This is great. And they're parodying sort of the moral controversy around rock music. Oh, even though I don't think it was as big in the 90s, in the 80s, Satan was in music everywhere.
All the time.
Everywhere. And it actually was in music in the 80s. You know, Slayer was there. Yeah. We just came off of Black Sabbath. You have Judas Priest. Like, think of like all the Satan-y bands with, you know, horrible Satan-y names and, yeah, death metal's coming out.
Guitars.
Yeah. We need more Satan in music.
Bring back Satan.
Bring back Satan. Yeah, when's
I'm not in the mood.
Satan. I want to hear Ariana Grande sing about Satan.
Well, this one gets there. It's definitely one of the heaviest songs on the album.
Oh, you get full metal here.
It's so good, and to the point where they're over fluffing it. They're actually making fun of it yet again.
Well, actually, now I feel like there's Mr. Bungle has entered the room.
Oh, sure.
Right. So Mr. Bungle, you know, is ska adjacent in certain aspects, but also very metal, very punk. If you have never listened to Mr. Bungle, like that is a trip.
Yeah, Mike Patton's on one.
He sure is.
I think that the voices that they're using during the choruses in this, though, they're like almost character voices.
Yes.
They are character voices.
Yeah, they're deep in.
Okay, yes, I love you. I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
Like it gets really off of the rocker.
It sure does.
And the musicianship's also awesome.
Again, not a slouch here in this band. They can pull it off.
They do some tempo stuff here. Mm-hmm. Actual tempo stuff that's not just modular.
Right, yeah. And what's so funny here, I said this reminds me of Mr. Bungle when it gets into that metal part, and it kind of ends with this weird chord. It's almost like a East Bay Ray, Dead Kennedys chord that comes like where'd that chord come from? Because I haven't heard any like complicated chords in this album too much.
Yeah, you're not hearing like jazz chords at all.
No.
But no, this one's fun. This one sounds like I don't know, kind of like you stumbled over some sort of tritone, and then as you're doing it, like a fire truck's driving away.
Yeah.
Like it's really good.
Yeah. This is like that Dave Grohl when he was Satan in the.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. There's some great references here.
Yeah, it's great.
I can't wait to see the AI capture report of all the mentions.
Yeah, it's going strong. I love this song. It's fantastic.
Yep.
But then All I Want Is More. It's our next song we're talking about. And, from Suburban Rhythm to now, I'm enjoying the variety.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting the diversity. I'm enjoying the experimentation. I'm enjoying
2 for 1 even. I see why you'd want to start there.
Yeah. And this song is way more punk than it is ska.
It is.
It's basically, this is 99% punk with ska seasoning.
And this is leading to newer, I'll use air quote punk or pop punk.
Yeah. And there's a very punky guitar solo in this that, but before at the bass, there's these bass like licks, these bass turnarounds that are just so well. I don't feel like it's improvised. I feel like it's composed, but maybe or maybe he was noodling on it or something like. Oh, you got to play that.
Caught the right lick, yeah.
Yeah. And I'd be curious to hear this live to hear if they're not there. They almost feel like a part.
Yeah, I've heard this song live many a time.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to say, though I'm not positive, that it's a pretty like some of the licks that you're hearing are very consistent. Like they're playing the album lick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because a lot of times a band will. Well, of course, when you have like a horn section like you do, they're obviously playing their parts. They're memorized parts, and they're very well written and
that's like
tight.
the rule of section.
Yes, yeah. You're not just gonna like, hey, this time we're gonna play this. Like it's too hard to do that anyway. But the band itself might have just like, here's the moment in the studio. That's great.
Yeah, they caught the lightning in the bottle.
Yep.
This is now the part.
Right. And a lot of bands will go back because when they record that way, when bands record that way, then they go back and like, what did we do? And after they record the song,
I've been there. I've certainly been there.
Yeah, sometimes they have to now learn the song. They record it in the studio. There are bands who write on stage and bring stuff into the studio, and there are bands who write in the studio. I don't know what the story is with you guys, who write in the studio, and then when it's time to go live, they have to learn the songs on the album. You'd think they would know them by the time they're done recording them, but sometimes it's done part by part, piece by piece.
Things change. You catch that moment.
Yep.
You have a producer who's like really involved in making some changes.
But this does not feel like a heavily overdubbed album, except for Scott Tannick.
Yeah, that one definitely has a.
Yeah,
that one definitely has. No, I have seen it.
Well,
live.
there's like thunder in it. Yeah,
I've seen it live.
So there's that. No, this is a fun song, and it's funny because it's hitting all the '90s beats here, where they're talking about greed and being dissatisfied even though you're successful.
That's right.
And that was like Eddie Vedder's whole problem. Like, I'm successful and I hate it. Right.
Yep.
Which sometimes I will just get over it, man. Like,
yeah. It could be worse, Eddie.
Could be worse. Yeah. Yeah. Good song.
Yeah. They disguise the topic here as like a female or like a counterpart.
Right.
The whole time, which is clever.
Yeah.
Where it's clearly actually not. It's it's like a weird stalker PP Tommy type
That's
thing.
That's right. Yeah.
But what they've done is they've turned the perspective around.
Yep.
And so it's more like the fan looking at them that way and then them barking back.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I hadn't really looked at it that way, but yeah.
Yeah, or like the fan, I don't think you love me, but they've convinced themselves they love him.
Yeah. Or is it Stan before Stan came out?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, pre-Stan.
Stan.
You got some pre-Stan on your shorts there. Yeah. All right, song number 12.
Nothing. Bored.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's about, So here, the punk intro reminds me of the 7 Seconds song, Young Until I Die.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that song or not. 7 Seconds is a little bit more rough. And I mentioned earlier, I'm more of like a Fugazi than 7 Seconds, but I do like 7 Seconds, like that song, Young Until I Die. They do a cover of 99 Red Balloons, a good punk cover of that. Yeah. Awesome, which is a great song anyway.
Didn't Goldfinger have the big one though?
I think they did, yeah. And they had another song that I loved in the day. I still haven't heard it. There's a live version, 7 Seconds I'm talking about. The song was Rock Together, Walk Together. There was a live version that I had on cassette, and I've never found it since. I don't know where it came from, and every time I try to find it, I find a different version of the song, or I have phantom memories with that cassette because I don't have the cassette anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, archive.org might be your best bet.
Yeah, I got to find it. But anyway, it reminds me of 7 Seconds. 7 Seconds is rougher around the edge as far as their performance. They're punk. They're probably running all over the stage and not paying attention to the notes they're hitting,
Intonation.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. But, and so I'm thrilled by that. And this one here, my favorite thing is the punk intro. We get back into, like, I've been surprised so far, and now I'm getting back into the pattern.
More systematic.
Yep. And the song's not as good as those songs at the beginning.
Agreed.
So I'm like, oh, all right. But I do enjoy the pure punk.
12 songs in, this is where I starts to maybe trail a little bit. Mm-hmm. On the out. This is where you have the first breath in my listening pattern. Like, I wonder what I'm gonna listen to next.
Yep.
It might be like the Get a Drink song for me.
Yeah, yeah. But then you get Satan.
Hey,
I'm sorry, Satan.
There you go. There you go.
This song making fun of vegans.
So wonderful.
In the 90s. Come on, that's kind
Let's
of
go.
They're ahead of their
Suck
time.
it, Morrissey.
Listing all the foods you want to eat. Then it talks about what about the carrots you're killing, which is the whole trope.
Yep.
Back then, like when vegetarianism wasn't as normal as it is now, and everyone's like, "What do you mean? Are the carrots screaming and bleeding?" Which is that's the lyrical content of this. Save the planet, eat a cow.
He went right for it, man. Yeah. He went right for it. And this is I think this is where you like have to re-acknowledge their sense of humor.
Yeah. Yes, because the album is called Say 10, but it's say it out loud. It's Satan. And isn't what's the fake meat?
Oh, satine. Or
yeah. I don't know if they were quoting that at all, but
God, that stuff tastes like burnt hair.
Yeah. There's a vegan restaurant in Colombia.
Another one.
Great Sage.
Yep.
Great Sage. Good food. And the first time I went there, a friend of mine who's vegetarian brought me there, and I get down and they have the whole list of food that you bring your omnivore friend, because it's like vegan meatloaf. I'm like, just make vegan food. I don't need.
Yeah. I don't give me the fake thing of the thing I like.
Right. Just give me food.
Choose the thing that doesn't try and fake the thing I like.
Right.
And without the guilt, please. That'd be nice.
I'm fine. I don't need to eat something that had a parent. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can make choices.
Yeah.
And sometimes I choose to eat things with parents.
Right.
All right.
We got Pop Goes the Weasel in here.
Yes, you do.
And then you get this outro, which is feels like a Dr. Seuss book, like lyrically the way they're going and trying to rhyme it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, this is
the song's a
proof they don't take themselves very seriously. And that someone sat out in the studio, they all showed up, recorded it, and put it on a record.
Yep, with Pop Goes the Weasel.
I love it so much.
I'll never be
a rock and roll star.
Yep, we are pure in ska town again.
This is like beginning of the album.
Yep,
self-deprecating musician.
MTV. There's a horn part in here that I feel like it's quoting something and I can't figure it out.
They quote a lot of things.
They do. They do.
So
Oasis, anyone?
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it. Let's put it that way.
I'd almost bet you they're doing that. Let my love open the door. I get that one in here.
What's the line? I can't hear it.
It's more melodically than,
Okay,
than
got
that.
it. Yeah. This one's.
My love open the door.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have to search for that one later.
That's a good. Yep. But there's a horn part that I feel like God. I couldn't put my finger on it after 7 listens. This album, but
You could study it and find.
yeah.
Well, there you go. I'll never be. Any other notes on this one?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that between All I Want Is More Nothing and I'll Never Be, you start to kind of get the beginning of the album back.
Yeah.
We're visiting. These are like the B-side of the ska forwards.
Yep. Yeah. I've enjoyed the experimental section. We're coming back to center to let you know like where you started.
Yep. And so it does have kind of a curvature to it.
Yeah. And you could say it's album craft.
You could.
Or it might just be like, okay, if those songs kind of scared you, right?
Don't worry.
Don't worry. We're back. We're back into Party Town.
Unless you're a vegan.
Unless you're a vegan. Satan. Maybe my favorite song on the album. Just because it's ridiculous.
It's great.
Alternative Baby. Again, another Bare Naked Ladies because they had Alternative Girlfriend on Maybe You Should Drive. Same sort of lyrical
Feel.
themes. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, just making fun of like alternative culture, even though you're currently sitting in it.
Yeah, a big thing that he talks about, and they'll flash back to often in the album, is kind of like the angsty high schooler trope. And
Right.
like the girl at the show trope. Blink 182 would then do Girl at the Rock Club down the road, right?
Yep.
They'll always do this, and they'll do this throughout the course of their discography. They always will be like, right, for the kids at the show, yeah, and
Right.
It always has all the same lingo.
Right, you're 45, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here he was probably. He was probably like 60, still like, what's up, yo, rock? He's just like, dude bleeds this moment.
Yeah.
The same way you watch the burnt out dude at Guitar Center who swears he's, Tommy Lee.
Right.
And just will not drop the dress, the persona.
Yeah.
Aaron Barrett holds that flag really loud and proud for this craft.
Good for him. Good for him. And that's the same thing. I mentioned Bare Naked Ladies because at least their early stuff, they eventually aged. But Alternative Girlfriend, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Alternative Girlfriend, This Is Me in Grade 9, which actually almost has that song almost has a ska kind of groove to it. Yeah. I don't know if you know that one, but
No, I don't.
yeah, it's off their first album. But I think this is a great way to end the album. Like this is a good, even though it's not really the last song.
Go find the actual album version, not the Spotify one.
Yep. The other streaming service known as Apple Music does have Cool Ending on it, which I was surprised. I figured that Spotify would be.
Do you want to give them a hint as to what it is?
So it's a common 90s trope where you have 2 minutes of silence. It's the secret song.
The secret song on the album.
On the album. And then it's kind of a gag track at the end. It's like it's not produced in really any way. It's just Aaron just like singing a pretty funny little tune. It's a cool ending.
I'm trying to remember which one it is. It is. Is it Drunk Again?
No, it's called Cool Ending.
Oh, yeah, but what's the song? I'm trying to remember what the words are, or like what are the idea.
It's just self-aware humor. I don't know. I don't really remember the lyrics. It's just sarcastic and self-aware. I think there's Drunk Again in it. If I remember right.
They have the one tune literally called. No. They produced the snot out of that one.
Yeah, this one's not very produced.
That's off of Cheer Out.
I mean, there's sound effects and stuff production. Like it's not produced, but it's not the band.
No, I'm trying to remember what the heck this song is. Oh, it'll come to me.
Yeah.
See, I should listen back to the album.
Yeah.
I have the CD somewhere. The question is, do I even have a CD player anymore?
Right.
Well, overall,
I really enjoyed this album. And when I talked about my listening experience, when I do the 3 casual listens and it's not grabbing me, I'm like, what's going on? But then I did 4 like real listens to pay attention. And there's not in my opinion, there really is not a bad song on this album. These guys are phenomenal musicians. If you like ska music or even just this good party feeling, you should listen to this album. 100%.
If you like ska music, you already know.
Yeah. or if you maybe you've heard,
this is the Nirvana Nevermind of ska music.
Sure, but maybe I guess what I'm trying to say is if you think you like it because you've heard ska adjacent.
Oh, there you go.
Right, like I like No Doubt, which I say is ska adjacent.
Yeah, scoot on in.
Right, scoot on in. Highly recommend it. I need a few more times before this grips me. It hasn't gripped me completely yet, but again, that is just this thing that I'm trying to wrestle with a couple genres of music. I'm like, why am I not getting it? Like, I get it. This is freaking awesome music, but why is it not like hitting me like here?
Yeah, sure.
Right. Where other music just hits me there. I don't know why, but I've enjoyed every minute of listening to this. Has not been a chore in any way, shape, or form.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. All
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I feel good about that.
Yeah.
Because like I said earlier, I'm attempting to serve up something where you'll walk out with, honestly, the exact thing you just said.
Yeah.
Just, I feel satisfied.
Yeah.
And that's good enough for me that you were like, that I learned a thing here. My ears are more open to this. Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah.
That's fun, man. Thanks for listening to one of my favorite childhood albums.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I feel like I'm keep picking things from, think about how important music is to you from the age 10 to 20.
Right.
It's insanity how much it'll influence you and how much of a soundtrack, not only physically, but like, I don't know, cinematically in your memory as it plays.
Right.
Yeah. And so the stuff that hits you there, and especially when you get to start choosing it, that freedom will always have just such a nice flavor, such a nice gloss on top of whatever was available. It's crazy to think that I had to go out of my way to get my hands on this album to some extent.
Yeah.
Just a Tower Records. But today's kids in the age group of 10 to 20, it's the exact opposite. Bloated. There's so much music. God, so much good music.
Yeah.
How do you even begin to navigate that field? I'm almost thankful that it was more narrow.
Yeah, and it sounds like an old guy way of putting it, but I do feel that the abundance of choice, as much as I love being able to listen to anything that I want to at any time, there is something special about making the commitment to buy something, and maybe only 3 of the 10 songs are going to be good. Being excited about it, not being able to hear it until you get home, right? There is that. You probably had less of that than I did, because, most of my cars growing up just had an AM FM radio. So didn't have a cassette player in it, right? Or anything like that.
No, my brother, myself, my buddy Tone, we would sit in one of our cars as kids, wheeling around the neighborhood looking for somewhere to roll a joint. And we would sing this album and other ones word for word the whole way through. Yeah. Like that was the most fun I've ever had with music lives in those moments.
Yeah. Yeah. And once I started driving and I pimped my own car out with a cassette player, then I was good to go.
Get him, killer.
Yeah.
You had that number 2 pencil to rewind it when it ate the guts.
That's right. That's right, man.
All right. So we've already assigned my album to me.
Yeah.
For those who are checking this one out, I guess we'll release this one first.
Sure. We did it first.
I was assigned an album by you.
Yeah. Which is, I'll say childhood, but high school hood.
That counts. That's that's the window, man.
Yep. High school hood.
Puberty is the window.
Favorite, which is the album Nothing Shocking by Jane's Addiction.
You know what was shocking about that?
What's that?
I can't believe that album was 1988. I swore it was 98.
Nope.
It's really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Considering where it sits kind of in all of the rock once I started listening to it.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't sound like Poison.
No. But if you want to hear any more on this conversation, you're going to have to tune into our next episode. We'll release next week when I review Nothing Shocking by Jane's Addiction.
That's right.
Well, thank you for listening, buddy.
Yeah, my pleasure.
My name's Carl Carter Fansteel.
I'm Dan Woodard.
And we will catch you next week.
Bye-bye.
Backwards Beats Podcast is a Tuna Wood production recorded live at Thought Shack Studios in Halethorpe, Maryland.
If you enjoyed the show, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can find us at Backwards Beats Podcast on most platforms.
Share the love, and we'll see you next week for another deep dive into the next album on Rolling Stone Magazine's Top 500 list. Until then, salt your melons.